from the Newsmax studio in New York City, here is Steve Malzberg.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show. You know, I'm proud when I say that there's probably nobody in media who has talked more about Catholic bashing than me, and I've been doing it for years. In fact, my goodness, maybe back in 2000, worked for Newsmax, talking about Catholic bashing, and it's incredible. It's abhorrent, but it just knows no bounds, and it's just so cavalier and so matter of fact, and they call it comedy or whatever they want to call it, and it's acceptable. It's acceptable in a way that bashing Judaism would not be. Certainly bashing Islam would not be. But here's Seth Meyers. Now, I don't know what religion Seth Meyers is. If he's Jewish, he ought to be. I'm ashamed of him, okay, for doing what he is. You'll see he did. But this is what passes for comedy. You ready for this? Watch.
Listen to this. A Spanish hotel, inspired by 50 Shades of Grey, is having its opening delayed because officials are concerned that it's too close to a nearby Catholic church. We don't want to be next to all those creepy perverts, said the hotel.
All right. Now, you know what? NBC should apologize. This creep should apologize. How do you paint a church or people in a church with what? This is obviously a reference to the sex scandal, obviously. So that means that the church, the people in the church, are creepy perverts. What is that? What is that? That's like saying we don't want that mosque near us with all those dangerous jihadist terrorists. That's the same thing. Would Seth Meyers tell that joke? Absolutely not. Nor should he. But, Catholics, even Christians in general, very funny, very sick. It's really sick. But that's why I'm convinced. That's why there's no outcry of the Christians who are being slaughtered in Iraq and all over the Middle East and parts of Africa. That's why nobody cares. The media doesn't care. Seth Meyers certainly couldn't care less. President Obama doesn't care. If he cares, he certainly hasn't said anything about it. But let it happen, the other way. Let Muslims be killed. Even if it's in self-defense on the part of Israel, then there's an outrage. Then they have to do more. Then there's a... And if Christians ever said to Muslims, convert or we'll kill you, and then killed them, oh man, but that would never happen. But see, it's all part of this culture. It's all part of the mindset. That's the problem. All right, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with more on the aptly named Steve Malzberg Show. And we'll be joined by the associate editor of HotAir.com, Noah Rothman. But first, this hour's American Moment, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a look back at the Wright brothers. Don't go.
December 17th, 1903 was a calm day at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, when two brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, readied their aircraft for a demonstration that would change history forever. Their initial flight only lasted for 120 feet, but it was enough to eventually pave a pathway to the stars. Although the brothers were not the first to build and fly experimental aircraft, they were the first ones to invent the mechanical controls that made fixed-wing, powered flight possible. But that proved both a blessing and a curse to an industry in its infancy. The Wright brothers' practice of demanding excessive fees for use of their patents and their litigious nature had an immediate and negative effect on the growth, safety, and improvement of the new industry of aviation. In 1917, Congress, recognizing air power would play a vital role in the upcoming war, passed legislation which, in effect, reduced the Wright brothers' royalty of $1,000 per plane to $200. The reduced fees sparked an explosion of growth and innovation in the new industry. Although initially outraged, the Wright family quickly realized the lower fees made it possible for more airplane manufacturers to enter the field. With more manufacturers came more planes, and with more planes came more royalties. Soon after, their royalties had exceeded $2 million in an age before income tax. Soon, America was leading the air revolution. In 1927, young aviator Charles Lindbergh departed New York's Roosevelt Field for a 3,600-mile, 33-and-a-half-hour transatlantic journey to Le Bourget Field in Paris, France. The dream of the Wright brothers had become a reality, and America had led the way thanks to Orville and Wilbur Wright. For Newsmax TV, I'm Bill Curtis, and this is an American Moment.